back on the twin turbo Mustang. At this point, the converter that was in it was way too tight. So I went ahead and ordered another converter. I got a 9.5-inch converter from PTC. And so here's all the footage from that swap. All right, you probably just watched the time lapse of me taking the transmission out of the car. It's been a couple of days, had some stuff going on. Let's see if I can get the light out of the way. It's been a couple of days, I've had some stuff going on. The garage is a mess, but I'm gonna go put the transmission back in the car with the new converter. Take you guys along. So you can see what a disaster this place is. This here, waiting on parts, so it's kind of trapped here. I let the air out of the front tires just so it's easier to work on because I'm short. Car, finally, there's the transmission. So yeah, so this place is a wreck, but getting that out of the way and stuff, that'll help. So let me set the camera up and I'm gonna put the converter in it and put it back in the car. There's a million videos out there on putting the torque converter in, like 3 clicks and all that jazz. So I'm not gonna, I will, I'll tell you what I will. Now there'll be 1,000,001. So I got a 9.5-inch PTC converter, getting ready to go in that Turbo 400. Let's see if we can see it. You kind of can. So down in there, there's some debris. Like, I don't know what that is. I talked to PTC about it, and they said go ahead and run it. And if there's an issue, that they would take care of me. I got a claim number and all that, so hopefully we're all good there. The instructions that came with the converter said to put a quart of fluid in it before you install it in the trans. So I'm gonna see if I can get that piece of debris out of there before I do that. I'm gonna start with a magnet, see if it's magnetic. Maybe this will pick it up. Sure enough. Look at a little piece of metal. All right, anyway, there's some other stuff in there that the camera didn't really show up. So I'm gonna poke around with this big Q-tip and see if I just wanna get as much out as I can. I just rubbed a little bit of transmission fluid on the snout here so it hopefully doesn't tear the seal on the way in. Kind of eyeball, there's 2 teeth in there that go in these two notches. So I kind of got eyeball that and then go for it. I know the video is pretty poor, but it's all the way in there. How I tell, stick my hand back here, kind of get an idea of what that space feels like before I take the old converter out. So I know what all the way in is. And you can kind of look back there, look up here, and you can see that snout is in as far as it'll go. There's no more machine surface, no silver showing, so it's in there. All right, time lapse time. That rhymed. All right, so I lied. One last thing before the time lapse. The snout of the converter goes in right here. You really should put the converter in there and just make sure it fits. It's not super wobbly, that sort of thing. I measure it and then measure the converter. The converter's heavy. It's very awkward. It's not easy to hold up there. And so, like I said, I measure it. 1.700 inches. 1.703, something like that, 05. So that should work. They're very close. So it's ready to go.